Yeah, guys, I'm back. My 2013 garden. This year I decided to simplify it. Spend about $600 and go ahead and build me 5 big planter boxes, 37 foot long and 4 foot wide. And I got just enough room to run my Edko down the row with the sifter and sift as I go. As you can see, I've already got about 3 foot done, and that took me about 10 minutes to get that sifted back in there. Already got that row done yesterday, and it's planted with a whole bunch of good sweet candy corn. I got 3 rows and 36 plants in 3 rows, considering it's contained garden boxes that I won't have any problems keeping it contained. They should grow pretty well. I'm going 7 inches below the board line, down below the dirt, with this black plastic liner. Now this black plastic liner goes down 7 inches below, so that'll keep anything from the grass that's going to grow in between these rows from getting down inside there, because there'd be a barrier, and I've actually gone down below the root line of any grass or any weeds or anything below what they'll grow. So this liner should hold up for a while. But yeah, the old Edko is working good. I modified a new screen, built a whole new screen system. And I actually used a 3/4 inch angle iron, welded together, and then I went ahead and bolted the screen in all the way around with a piece of 1/2 inch. Now see, I put a cross brace in here. There's cross bracing in here now. I kept that screen from flopping up and down. I laced it down with wire tight to it, and I've gone a lot of sifting and haven't had a bit of problem with it, so I'm thinking she'll make it no problem. I put a piece 1/4 inch screen and bolted it down over it. Now I can change my screens out. The cradle's holding up real good for the screens. It hadn't buckled, it hadn't given nothing, so I think I got this perfected this year. Last year it failed on me. Of course, everyone knew it probably would because of the stresses on the wires. With that cross bracing in there, it really held up. The old Edko, it's still running. I need a new carburetor for it. And I don't have $50 to $75 to buy a new one right now. I put a new diaphragm kit in it, but it's just, this thing is just wore out. It sat for so many years and got water in it and rained on, and I mean it was bad. It was just thrown together out of a bunch of pieces, because it was in pieces, scattered everywhere. And I had to come up a few parts, but yeah, the old Edko's working pretty good. The sifter has proven itself this year. Lucky for me, I only got to do this once because I got 5 rows to do, and it'll take me a good day to get this row done. Now I'm using my little cultivator. It's great because I can get in here and bust this dirt up. It rained a couple days ago and really rained. As you can see, the dirt is wet and it's so packed hard that I have to break it up. So the little cultivator will break it up for me before I pitch it in the sifter. It saves me from busting up clods. And all the debris that's coming out is going to the wayside. As you can see, a lot of coastal grass. And this stuff gets down in there, it's going to invade the whole garden. And I don't want these boxes contaminated. That's the reason for the black plastic liner below the root line of any grasses or anything. It's not going to come through. If it does, it'll be easy enough. You know, anything that grows in here, weed or grass-wise, can be easily removed. But yeah, I even got some wild blackberry in here if I can find one. Here's one right here. It's a wild blackberry. That whole fence row right over there, this whole edge was full of it. I mean full of it. And this stuff gets in there and it gets really deep. So I found the deepest it goes is about 9 inches down. I start finding these little pods everywhere. These dang wild blackberries. So these things are going bye-bye. They get in there and have a lot of problem. I've had a lot of problem with ironweed too. And now that I'm getting down below the root lines where anything will grow, I shouldn't have any problems, and hopefully that plastic will hold it back for a while. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the old Edko. I've got the belt off the drive system because I just pull it backwards between the row. Now I made my rows wide enough to get the sifter through here. So as I'm going down the row, I just pull it back a foot or two and keep sifting, build up a big old pile and pitch it in the dirt into the box here. Now I also got this white pipe that runs along the top here. That's a drip irrigation system. Yeah, I concocted it. I got tired of trying to use a garden hose to stay on my watering, so I've been using the irrigation system. That's all. These boxes go downhill about 1 to 2 degrees downhill. It's a very slight downhill run. Well, I got a valve on each one, and I can turn on or off any section I want to water. Now down over on that end, on that very first row, I can hook a garden hose and run this whole system. Every bit of this drip system, or I can selectively hook to any of them with a hose and go on down the line with them. Now on the back here, I've got a holding tank. And this tank's going to hold 330 gallons of water. As you can see, it's burning full up, and we collect that off the roof of the shop over here from the gutter. Also, that white pipe that runs up, all I got is hook the hose to the garden end down there on the very first row box, and I can fill that tank with fresh city water if I have to. But I got a trap and that pipe sticking out. I'm going to put a sink right here, little roof over it and everything, so I got a little prep area. This will all be fixed up with rock. Now I got a bunch of busted up cement. It's nice and flat. I'm going to do this whole edge and build this whole platform around this shed in rock or busted cement. Make a wall and everything, wall it out all the way around. But yeah, this garden spot back here I'm not too worried about. This is going to be a 10 by 24 spot, but this is going to be for squash, potatoes, and whatever. But this is more of my staging area right now, so not too worried about it right now. I just want to get these rows done and get everything in. At my next video, I'll show you the sifter in action again. It's working better than ever before. Of course, it was trial and error last year. I did have a catch chute on the side, but because of my width of the row, I just left it off. Seems to gather up and doesn't fall off too much, so I can just pull it off the back of the screen back here. But yeah, another use of the Edko tractor. Modified, home-built dirt sifter.